Hey everybody, welcome to Board Online, Board Offline. Today we have the final part, the fourth part in our top 40 best games of all time. This, of course, will be numbers 10 through 1. We're going to get right into it here right after I talk about our sponsor, Board Game Co. This is a fantastic website where you can buy, sell, and trade games. They have a great selection to choose from. If you're just looking to build out your collection, definitely go check them out for that. They are always getting all kinds of great games in there. Alex is very, very knowledgeable about all things gaming, especially Kickstarter. Check out his channel as well. But Board Game Co. is always getting the new hotness as well as all the old classics into stock. One of the ways they do that is by buying games. They have a very vibrant used game market over at Board Game Co. They're always buying games from other people, so you can definitely sell them some games if you're just looking to clear out your collection a little bit. And then, of course, if you're looking maybe to swap one in, swap one out, they have a trade feature. The way this works is if you have a Board Game Geek account, you go to Board Game Geek, you set up a trade list on Board Game Geek. Many people already have a trade list set up, ready to go. Then you go to Board Game Co. Drop your Board Game Geek username into their website. The website will then compare your trade list on Board Game Geek to their stock and build a custom trade list right there on their website. Makes it very easy to facilitate a trade. If you do check out Board Game Co., be sure to click on the link in the description below so they know I sent you over there. Board Game Co. makes it easy to buy, sell, and trade your way into a better collection. All right, so we're going to get down to this list. Also, be sure to be watching out for a contest. This isn't a major contest, but I am going to give away 3 things from my clearance shelf, the shelf of stuff that I'm getting rid of. So you're going to be able to get 3 things off that shelf. Any 3 things, there's, well, you'll see how many things there are when we get to the explanation. The explanation for the contest is somewhere in the video, so be watching out for that. And yeah, let's get right into it. Now, of course, as always, this is a list of 10 games, so we'll do it in 10 minutes, and that's going to start right now. All right, so number 10 is Brass Birmingham. This is brand new to the list. There are actually 3 brand new games in the top 10 this year. Brass Birmingham, brand new to the list. This game, never in my life have I heard so many times in one game, no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that, because there's so many intricate ways the different things you do in the game link together, and got to make sure your routes are, work to, specific spots on the board. And then, of course, you can use other people's goods or whatever it is that they've set up, and all this works together. And then also I believe it's the more money you spend, the farther back you go in the turn order the next time. So the turn order is always determined by the amount of money spent. And that's really cool. And then of course, when they redid Brass and made Brass Birmingham and Brass, I forget the other one. Birmingham's the one I played. Gorgeous artwork for the new version. So Brass Birmingham, number 10. Number 9 is Spirit Island, fallen just a tad, only 2 spots. Spirit Island is a fantastic cooperative game. I have not played it solo yet. I've only played it cooperatively, where you are the gods of this this island that is being invaded by colonial powers, and you are helping the natives of the island, the native people of the island, fight off the colonial powers. You're using fear and all kinds of other stuff to scare them off. All the different gods have different special abilities, lots of intricate ways all that can work together, and the system for, you can kind of see how things are going to go 1 or 2 turns ahead, and that's really, really cool. And between the theme and the mechanisms and the different complexities of the gods, because some are less complex, some are more complex, lots of cool stuff happening in Spirit Island. Number 8 is Midara, Unintentional Malum Act 1. I've only played Act 1, have not completed Act 1, but this game is such an epic, massive in scope story. It is you're playing through a novel, basically. The the main storybook is this thick, and you go, I mean, it has like the different scenarios in that book as well, but you'll go in some cases 8-9 pages between scenarios of just text, of just story. You're playing through a novel here. It's really, really cool. One of the best parts about it is there are no preset classes. All the characters can be built from the ground up in whatever way you see fit, using, gaining them different powers and everything that you think will work well. You can turn one into a tank if you want to, but you don't have to. You can build them as, I don't know, there's no end to the different builds you can create in Midara, and it's a really, really cool feature of the game. Number 7 is Root. This one climbing just a bit, climbing 2 spaces. Root is one of the most asymmetrical games you ever play. Every faction plays completely differently, wins the game completely differently, gains points completely differently. The base game comes with 4 factions. Then there's some expansions, and then there's a Clockwork expansion, which is what allows you to play it solo, and it has just so many great interactions. It is basically, it's a war game. If you're familiar at all with the Coin series of games, that's counterinsurgency. You have this one faction, the Cats, and they have taken over the forest. They're like the industrial power. Then you have the Birds that are the old power in the forest, and they're trying to take it back. They're like the royalty that used to rule it, but now this corporation has taken over. And then you have the Woodland Alliance that's just tired of being stomped on by both the superpowers, and they're like the insurgents that are blowing stuff up. And then you've got this wandering vagabond that's just out to kind of watch the world burn. And it's a fantastic, really fun adventure. That's Root. Number 6 is Gloomhaven. This has fallen 4 spots, still my top 10. Gloomhaven is absolutely a fantastic game. I am finally going to buckle down here very soon and work my way through the rest of this campaign, because Frosthaven's coming in about 4 or 5 months, maybe 6 months from now. Frosthaven will be here, and I really, really want to get through the Gloomhaven campaign before Frosthaven gets here. Gloomhaven is just so amazing. There's so much to unlock in the game, so many different classes that feel different from each other, so many intricate ways that the card play interacts with each other, the different classes interact with each other. You have your entire hand of cards to begin with, and you're playing 2 cards every turn, and then every time you run out of cards and you pick them back up, you lose one. And if you use the big power from the cards, you lose it too. And once you lose all your cards, you're out of the game. Falling behind here, Cloudspire. Number 5 is brand new to the list. Cloudspire. Talk about a massive game. This one, it can be played cooperatively, it can be played competitively, it can be played solo, and they have specific scenarios for each of those 3. You're not just playing the cooperative version solo, though you could. You're playing solo scenarios designed specifically for solo, and that's really cool. Lots of scenarios for each of those different ways to play. This is from Chip Theory, so all the pieces are basically poker chips with all the stats on them, and it's kind of a MOBA tower defense game, and your pieces are moving across the board, the enemy pieces are moving across the board, and eventually they're going to collide in the middle, and they're going to fight, and you're building spires that are the towers and kind of like turrets and everything. So much fun, and it is such a beautiful, beautiful game with gorgeous components, which you would expect from Chip Theory games. Number 4 is Sleeping Gods, highest new game on the list. Sleeping Gods is, let me put it this way. I got the game, and within a month, I'd already played it 22 hours or so, 21 hours. It is a fantastic adventure, story-driven game that also has so much adventure and gameplay, and it doesn't feel random. When you fail a test, you fail forward. So even if you fail the test, it just means that there's some sort of damage or consequence for failing it, but you still complete the thing you're trying to do. If your hands are bound and you try to do a strength test to get out of the ropes and you fail it, well, that just means that you ripped your hands a little bit or whatever and took some damage when you pulled out of the ropes, but you still pull out of the ropes. That sort of stuff is throughout the entire game, failing forward. And then I've played 3 campaigns, I think, at this point, and have maybe experienced a fourth of what the stories are that are in the game and a fourth of the areas there are in the game. Hey everybody, okay, so let's talk about this contest. Like I said, I've got a clearance shelf over here of games that I'm getting rid of. I'm ready to get them out of the collection. A few of them are prototypes. Let's run through those prototypes real quick. Each of these I have a gameplay or I have a video of some type up for them, maybe an instructional video, so you can see exactly what they look like. And these are all really high quality. The one that's most prototypey is Galactic Era, but still very much able to play it, and you can get an idea of if this game might be right for you. Earth Rising is another one. That one is very much a very close to production level. It came in shrink wrap, for God's sake. So I mean, it's very close to production level. And Doomlings is another prototype. Oh, actually, I have 4 up there. Doomlings. So that one seemed like a really cool little game. And then there is Loop, Life of Ordinary People. All 4 of those, Galactic Era is the most prototypey of the bunch. The other 3 very much seem very close to production level. So keep that in mind and check out the videos I have on my channel for those. Then we have Detective Bloody Red Roses. Got a gameplay of that up you can check out. We've got Zen Blocks, no videos for that. This is a game I found in a thrift store. You can check out Board Game Geek. It has a listing for it. We have Varia. Looks like 5? I thought there were 7. Anyway, I've got all the decks for Varia. This is a kind of like a CCG, except I guess it's more like a LCG because the cards come pre-made in decks and you play like that. So Varia, if you chose that one, you get all the decks for that. Then we've got One Night Revolution. We've got Underleague, and we've got the Game of 49. So if you win the contest, you can choose any 3 of those, and that's what you'll win. Be sure to check in the description below for a link describing exactly how to enter the contest, and this contest will run for about 4 weeks probably. All right, back to the video. Number 3 is Twilight Imperium 4th edition. What is there that, what can I say about this game that other people haven't? I mean, this is just a massive space opera, negotiation, trying to expand out, trying to, when you have a border with your opponent, you're in this kind of tense standoff. Can we maintain peace? Eventually one of us is going to take a shot, and then does it go into all-out war, or is it just a skirmish? And as you go around, and everybody's trying to find their way, and everybody's trying to take part in the government that gets set up and pass laws and do all these different things. And some people are going to build up their armada. Others are maybe going to try to focus more on, diplomacy and politics. And it's got so much to offer. And this is one of those kind of all-day games. You're probably going to play it 6 to 8 hours when you play. So much fun. Number 2, Mage Knight, the board game. This has popped back up. Rose 2 spots. Mage Knight is, I really would only play this with solo. Sometimes I'll play it with 2 people, but it's such a beast to teach. And you are this Mage Knight wandering through this countryside. It's all card play. There's some minor dice rolling involved, but it's once per round. Usually you roll the dice. Sometimes there's effects that do it more than that. And the dice are for mana, and you use the mana to power spells, but then you also can learn advanced tactics. You can hire different minions, not minions, but you can hire these people to help, different military units to help you. You can go into monster dens and fight them. You can go to monasteries and get trained. You can burn down monasteries and take their artifacts. You can, so many options here. Mage Knight, the board game. And number 1, was there ever any doubt? Kingdom Death Monster. I am cleaning up Ether Fields off my table right now, and I'm going to be setting up Kingdom Death Monster. I'm finally going to play one of the other campaigns besides the campaign that comes in the base box. People of the Lantern is the name of the base campaign. People of the Sun is the one I'm going to try out. And this is just such a dark, overwhelmingly depressing setting, and it's all about trying to find triumph and build a settlement, keep a settlement running as all the odds are against you, and all these monsters are out there in the darkness. There's no sun. The only light comes from these lanterns that you carry around, and you're trying your hardest to survive. Every fight has there's this AI deck of cards that the monsters have, and in the AI deck, or as you fight the monster, when you damage it, that's my time, when you damage it, the AI deck starts whittling down. But the AI deck is also what the monster does to you. So it's their health. It's also how they act. And so the more you damage the monster, the less options it has to attack you with. There's basic AI cards, advanced AI cards. There's these legendary AI. There's so much stuff in this box. Prohibitively expensive to get into. I was lucky enough to get in on it in the last Kickstarter, which was significantly discounted. But if you have a chance to play it, you might fall in love with it, and then you might end up buying it. That's Kingdom Death Monster. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for watching the top 40. If you haven't seen all the top 40, go back and check the other ones out. Be sure to check out all the videos and the cards up here that I've linked to that have to do with the games you've seen here. Be sure to get into the contest. Like I said, you saw the stuff that's available right now. And until next time, if you're bored online, board offline.